New titles, new images, all about the Kalos League, and the beginning of the Team Flare conclusion.
Pokemon! 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 Pokemon!
Hello everyone, I'm Dustin Benzel, and welcome to another Pokemon XY&Z Anime discussion. Now, I'm not entirely sure why Pokemon Fan is coming out monthly now. I mean, I guess it is to be expected. I just don't know if this is a thing that will happen now or frequently. But I do say here that it's possibly because of Sun and Moon coming out, and there's a lot of information to go over, so maybe that's why Pokemon Fan is monthly sometimes, or bi-monthly or whatever, or even takes a while, because there's not a lot to talk about, so that might be what Pokemon Fan's problem is. So, of course, like I said, in this particular video, we're going to talk about Pokemon Fan. I'm not going to talk about the Sawyer battles, because that's coming, like, tomorrow. Apologies for the late video. So tomorrow, of course, is Ash versus Sawyer, the first part. Something that I'm kind of looking forward to. I mean, I'm looking forward to the battle in of itself. I'm just not necessarily going to thoroughly enjoy it as much as I would like to. So anyway, let's just jump right into Pokemon Fan. So, of course, I'm going to have to be a little bit negative here. Oh no, Dustin's being negative. Let me dislike this particular video. But I'll try to make this brief. Based on all that we know, I'm led to believe that Ash will lose the Kalos League. And if that's the case, I'm shaking my head no right now. Because, like, seriously, but I will talk a little bit about it later. But anyway, let's move on and talk about what we do know. If Ash does win or whatever, I'll be mildly happier, but I'm still going to shake my head. And of course, I will discuss a little bit about that and further. But of course, let's just go, of course, into Pokemon Fan. Let's talk about the titles that are coming up. And then, of course, we'll talk about the images. And of course, we'll talk about what the text says in regards to those images. So the first one is XY&Z episode 37, which of course is the Metagross data broadcast Pokemon, and it will air on August 11th. The finals, Ash versus Alon. That would be airing on August 18th, or no, that would be, whoa. August 11th, sorry. August 11th. Okay, so then we have XY&Z episode 38, which is titled Kalos League Victory, Ash's Ultimate Match, airing the August 18th. That's the 18th one. So, yeah, I know what it says, Kalos League Victory, Ash's Ultimate Match, and there's a reason why I think Ash will lose, but then there's the other flip side of, well, what if... So what if Ash wins or whatever, but I'll get to that in a moment. So anyway, and lastly, the last new title, of course, is XY&Z episode 39. It was all a dream. Here's the real league. Just kidding, that's not the title. It is titled Team Flare Attack. The Zygarde at the Prism Tower, and it is set to air on August 25th. So for the Kalos League, what does Pokemon Fan have to say? And I've already said this, I'm skipping what it said in regards to Sawyer, and I just want to get into the Ash versus Alon and Team Flare, because that's the new stuff. So, of course, there is strangely nothing new or images that I'm aware of that were shown for the League Break episode. You know, that Chespin episode, which did not need to exist. But anyway, so what does it say about Ash versus Alon? First off, we have two images. In these two images, in this particular image, we see a very nice Ash and Ash Greninja scene that doesn't look too familiar. I don't think it was used against Wolfric, and I don't think we've seen it before. It could have been Wolfric, but regardless, I think it's very nice. It definitely sets the tone of the match with Ash Greninja versus Mega Charizard X, I'm assuming. So in the next image, we see Charizard versus Greninja in their ultimate forms, Mega Charizard X and Ash Greninja. This image, however, is so weird that it looks like it's a different animation style from the other images we get, and looks pretty epic in my opinion. And I don't know if this image is something special that was drawn for a Pokemon fan, but if it looks like that, that's going to be amazing or whatever. So anyway, then of course we have Tyranitar and Weavile, Pokemon obviously relating to Alon. Then we have Alon holding out his hand and about to crush air with it. So here's what it says in regards to that image. Alon, a Mega Evolution trainer constantly searching for formidable opponents. Alon has traveled the world for the sole purpose of fighting strong opponents. He has captivated by his enjoyment of battling when battling Ash, and resolved to participate in the Kalos League, Ash being his target there. In my opinion of this, see, this would all make sense, and I would be perfectly fine with this if the rivalry with Ash and Alon was better fleshed out. The issue is that Alon is only entering the league just to battle Ash, something that was never guaranteed. Well, obviously it would be guaranteed because the writers wrote it, but to me it kind of sounds like cop-out writing to me. Like, okay, so Alon enters the league for Ash. We don't want this. We don't want this to be any other thing other than the finals of the league. So you know what? We're going to purposely manipulate the flow of battle to guarantee that Ash will be in the finals against Alon. You know, so I don't know if I entirely like that because of Alon just entering the league just to battle Ash. If Alon had already was confirmed to be entering the league, and Alon's like, "Oh, you're going to go into the Kalos League? Oh, that'll be great! I can't wait to battle you there." I feel that would be a lot better than, "Oh no, I don't really care about the league." "Oh, you're going to go battle the league? Oh, it's going to be fun. There's going to be a lot of Pokemon." Yeah, okay, I'll enter last minute. You know, I mean, well, actually, Ash entered last minute, if I'm not mistaken. So anyway. So let's just move on from that. So anyway, let's move on to what it says about Mega Charizard X. Rival that presented Ash and that prevented Ash and Greninja's victory. It is Alon's partner, and the two of them are always together. Weavile, extremely quick, has Double Team and Night Slash. Tyranitar, strong, stands stream to give itself further advantages. Alon's quote in the Pokemon fan says, "I have to be the strongest. I will no longer lose to anyone." And then, of course, we have this image. Ash. Oh, wait, no. What we have here is we have Ash Greninja, Ash Lucha battling Weavile, Gudra being hit with what appears to be an ice attack, maybe Icy Wind or Blizzard or something, Noivern using Boom Burst, Talonflame, and Ash with his fist pumped up. And I think Pikachu was in that image as well, maybe. I'm assuming. I don't know why I forgot about it, but I guess because it's Pikachu, it's everywhere, so obviously it would be there. Unless I'm wrong. Is Pikachu in this image? Ash. So here's what the Pokemon fan has to say. Ash, heading for the top with the friends he believes in. The power to be at an understanding with their Pokemon is indispensable to all trainers. Ash, however, has limitless power to befriend Pokemon. Will he be able to reach his goal of league victory with Pikachu and the ultimate 5-man band he's met on his journey in the Kalos region? Okay, so Ash Greninja. Ash and Greninja demonstrate the bond between trainer and Pokemon. With this form, which differs from Mega Evolution, at the end of the day, Ash is an unconventional trainer. Hawlucha. Cool and stylish, Hawlucha's forte is to entertain the audience while delivering results. Gudra. While it was a crybaby as a Gumi, it has now grown up and become strong-willed. And we're ignoring the second part of the Gudra quote because apparently it implies Gudra didn't learn a new move. So whatever. Pikachu, Ash's first companion. Its strength is on par with its desire to make it to the top. Noivern. At first, Noibat couldn't fly, but now it's become a reliable guy. Talonflame, evolved from Fletchling, it has played a major role in all of the gym matches and the entire region. Oh, thank you for reminding me that bit of information. Uh, Forgot about it wasn't in the Clement gym battle, but I guess I'll let that pass because really outside of that, it has appeared in every gym, but not it hasn't been in the Clement gym. So it delivers preemptive strikes in the sky. Can we see Talonflame with 4 moves, please? Is not what Pokemon fans said. I said that. The last thing it said was that it does preemptive strikes in the sky. Really want to see Talonflame with 4 moves. So then, of course, we have Ash's quote. Now that I've come this far, I only have one thought in my head: for us to win the ultimate battle. Now, the reasons why I think Ash will lose the battle is because it seems incredibly fishy to me, incredibly off. That if Ash were to win, that the league is not seemingly mentioned at all in regards to the Team Flare stuff. Like after the league concluded, Team Flare attacks or whatever, and I'm assuming that if Ash were to win, it would focus on him a little bit more than just Team Flare. I mean, I can understand if after celebrating his victory in the league or whatever, Team Flare attacks. I mean, that could happen, but I'm just not really sure if that's actually going to be the particular case or whatever, and it just seems odd because most of the time after Ash loses the league, unless it's still about the league, it continues on like the league didn't happen. So that's why I'm thinking Ash loses or whatever. But and then of course, if I'm wrong and Ash does win, there will still only be 5 episodes, maybe at max, because I'm sure there will be a few breaks here and there before Sun and Moon. And I mean, I'm guessing, and I can't imagine that that Ash will be able to compete now. They will probably cop out if Ash does win and Ash cannot participate against the Elite Four or Champion because of Malva and the Team Flare arc, and once they figure out he can come back and challenge it. So I mean, that's not, I don't really have a problem with that. Like Team Diantha's like, Kalos is in a state of disarray or whatever. It's going to be a while before we can figure out what's going on. So unfortunately, Ash, even though you did win the championship, you're going to have to move on. But come back, and of course, you will be invited to take on the Elite Four quest, which would then probably lead into the next generation story, probably. But anyway, let's move on to Team Flare. Now, of course, we have this particular image, which shows Lysander and Xerosic, with Lysander being creepy, Ash meeting Lysander or being in the same scene as Lysander, Xerosic by himself. We see a repeat of Malva interviewing Ash. I believe that's from the first League episode. And, of course, we see Malva next to Alon, which might be new. I think it might be from that Mega Evolution act with when it was Alon battling all those Mega Evolution trainers, but I'm not sure. It could be new. Then, of course, we have the images of Blue Zygarde, and then, of course, we have these small images at the bottom of this particular image that have a Blue Zygarde core being caught. We have a appearance of Mega Evolution. We have the Megalith from Mega Act 3, if I'm not mistaken. And so here was what Pokemon Fan has to say. Up until now, Team Flare has operated in secret. I can definitely agree with that because I don't even know what's going on with them. But we will finally learn their true goal. Just to have Zygarde complete, that's all we wanted. Let's examine so far what they've been doing. Members of Team Flare. Lysander, the director of Team Flare. He attempts to use the powers of Zygarde core called Z2 for the sake of his ambitions, which I'm not entirely sure what that means. Xerosic, well, I know what the phrasing means. I don't know what it actually means. I mean, I don't know what purpose Z2 actually has specifically. I mean, I can understand the sentence broadly, but I don't know what the actual motives are, you know, like, I know Lysander has motives, I just don't know what those motives are. So then, of course, we have Xerosic, a scientist researching Z2 and Mega Evolution energy, and a loyal subordinate to Lysander. Of course, he really wasn't that loyal in the games, pretty much. He kind of worked kind of on his own, but I mean, remember when Zerosik pushed the button anyway, even though you defeated him? And Lysander's like, well, what are you going to do? They're subordinates. They don't care. uh, so anyway, then of course we have Malva, works as a reporter of the Kalos League, that she seems to have some sort of connection to Lysander. Three mysteries: what actions and incidences have Team Flare been responsible for? Capture of Z2. Z2 is another Zygarde core that looks like Puny Chan. I refuse to call it squishy. It has been caught by Team Flare and Zerosik and has been caught using its powers for experiments. Mega Evolution Energy. Thanks to Lysander, Alon has been gathering Mega Evolution energy through battling opponents, and it says opponents that have mastered Mega Evolution all seem to be extremely powerful. Megalift from the Hoenn region. A shining stone that hides enormous energy. Team Flare discovered it underground in the Hoenn region, taking it away in order to research it. This image has Lysander, Malva, Zerosik, Ashen Company with Alon, Red Zygarde, and Normal Zygarde, and Zygarde complete. So just take a moment and look at that. Alright, I'll just leave it up a little bit more, but we'll continue talking. Just what does Team Flare aim to do with legendary Pokemon Zygarde's powers? When will the two Zygarde and the complete perfect form make their appearances? The decisive battle the entire Kalos region gets involved is finally complete. So I have one quick question. You can say that I'm just being negative Ned again or whatever, being negative again, but why in the world is Team Flare Arc being treated better than the League? I mean, the League will probably be awesome for the Sawyer and Alon battles, whether Ash loses, I guess. But, you know, outside of that, it's like the League is just like some sort of stepping stone for the Team Flare. It's like they put so much more effort into Team Flare, and I'm like, doesn't this series revolve around Ash? I mean, isn't it his goal to gather all eight badges, participate in the league, potentially win or lose or whatever? And you couldn't put as much effort into the league as you are in regards to uh, the the Team Flare arc, and I'm not saying that's bad. I just feel like it doesn't make any sense that the Team Flare arc seems like it's going to be better. Like, there's like no way that I'm going to hate the Team Flare arc outside of the fact that they put so much more effort into it than the League, you know? At least in my opinion. It's just all my opinion or whatever, but it still looks like it's going to be a lot better, you know? It feels like it's going to be much more intense than the League is, you know, because of the serious, potentially dark undertones or overtones or whatever in regards to the Team Flare arc, whatever. So anyway, I'm not sure what Team Flare are planning. Just get away from me being negative for the moment. Given that this plot is not at all in the games, after all, they didn't care about Zygarde in the games, Team Flare. So I'm lost as to what's happening. I have speculated before in regards to a plot like this, but with everything happening, I feel like my speculation before is more misses than hits. So I'm not really sure what's happening here. I did say that I thought they were going to use Zygarde Core to do something similar to what they did in the games, only they didn't need Xerneas or Eviltal. They could have Zygarde instead, but I'm not entirely sure that makes sense anymore. I just don't know anymore what they want. I feel like maybe this is just Team Rocket, but much better than what we got in regards to Team Rocket or whatever. So anyway, and I especially don't know what's going on, especially with no Eviltal and Xerneas in the picture as well. So before I end this particular video, there's one more thing that I want to discuss, and it's in regards to the break. You know, I understand, since Tomioka is running, that it's an exposition, if I'm using that word right, and it's probably setting up for the League. I can understand that. It's set, or not the League, the Team Flare arc. It's setting up most likely for the Team Flare arc. I'm just really upset that they actually did in fact put a break. See, the way that I would have, what would have made more sense to me And maybe we'll just have to wait until the episodes play out. Maybe I'm wrong in regards to that or whatever. But personally, I feel like it would have made sense for that break episode to happen after the league victory, and then they could just set that up, and then they could just rework it so then Team Flare attacks or whatever. And who knows, maybe we can get some really nice moments regardless or whatever. But I just don't understand why they treated the league like this. I mean, seriously, if Ash loses to Alon like I think it is, we've only really gotten one battle from Ash. And I hate being negative. It's whatever. So anyway, I think that's all I'm going to say in regards to Pokemon Fan. There's really nothing more I can discuss. I'm hoping that I will be happy with the Sawyer battle tomorrow if I can probably in a few hours it'll be probably uploaded, or it'll probably already be up, but I'm recording this before, so anyway, in regards to Sawyer, one speculation that I have is I realized that Amode, the person who wrote Serena's master class episodes, if I'm not mistaken, is writing these episodes. So I'm putting a little faith in Amode to actually put cameos in the actual episode. We haven't got cameos yet, which is very upsetting because, they did it for Serena. I have no idea why they're not doing it for Ash. So if there's going to be cameos, I'm probably going to be happy in regards to that. I want to see Delia. I want to see Oak. I think even Professor Sycamore is appearing at some point, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, I haven't even checked the VA list for the second part of the Sawyer battle, actually, and I think that just came out. Hold on, let me check real quick. Okay, so what we have here for the VA list is we have... Oh, that's interesting. Ash is completely stumped on how to overcome Honage's or Aegislash's King Shield, and while it is at a loss of what to do, Aegislash should keep attacking, putting Pikachu against the wall. But then Ash comes up with a strategy. But what is it? Okay. So anyway, we have pretty much the same characters. Team Rocket are in here, of course. We have Greninja, Noivern, Chespin, because why not? Tierno, Trevor, Shauna, Sycamore, Diantha. We have an announcer. We have also the referee. So that's pretty much it. So yeah, I'm kind of hoping that we get some cameos. So anyway, I think that's pretty much it in this regards to this video. The next Pokemon XY&Z video will of course be my review of Ash vs. Sawyer, the first part. Thank you for watching. I'm Dustin Benzel, and I will see you in my next video. Goodbye.